What up, YouTube? It's Kitty Education here, bringing you another gameplay. This time it is on Dome, and it is a domination game type. And this video marks the start of a new series I'm doing. If you're keeping track, that is actually 2 series total now that I'm doing. So I get a double kill off the start to just to set the pace for this entire video. And this is the start of the video called the Double Moab series. And you guys have seen like those of you guys who've been around for that long anyway have seen a good majority of my videos. Say, hey, you've gotten you've gotten more than 2 Moabs before, but no, I'm not going just for straight up 2 Moabs. I'm going for 2 Moabs actually, but I'm not going for 2 Moabs as is. I'm going for 2 Moabs in the same game. And I'm not like going into every game that I go into with a mentality that, okay, I'm gonna get a Moab this game. That is my goal. That's gonna be my accomplishment for this game. No, I just go in there and this is the only game type that I can possibly do it in is domination. I'm not going to be able to do it in the other ones because most of the other game types you need a team to make the game last that long. But in domination, I have a chance. So most of these games are going to be in domination, and if I have a team, possibly kill confirmed, and that'll be awesome when I get the ability to do that. Side note, I actually did get another gameplay for this on bootleg where I went. I believe it was I forget what it was. It was a really good score, a really good kill to death ratio, but I really couldn't get done what I needed to do. Like I got the first Moab with a good 100 points left for us to get, but like I just kept on dying to the most lamest things ever, whether it be Dead Man's Hand or something like that. I need to take that stuff out of the game. What do you guys say? But anyway, that is not what this video is about today. In fact, this video is about our relationships with each other as human beings, and that sounds cheesy when you say it like that. But it's not just oh, this all kumbaya and all that stuff. As I get a Steam message just ruining the undertone. Sorry, no scrim, Mr. Father Optics. Anyway, so the message, not the message, but the point of this video is to talk about how we interact with each other as human beings, and I'm not talking about simple hold hands and all that stuff. I'm talking about how we interact with each other on a personal level, that is between friends and pretend acquaintances and all that, those sorts of things. How we interact with each other on a political level, and far more relevantly, I would like to tie this all into like an internet standpoint. So let's talk about how you and your friends go about it. I'm sure you guys don't randomly, oh, what is that, stupid hit markers. Anyway, so I'm sure you and your friends do not go around and do the randomest thing that you possibly can. Sorry, I'm fast forwarding here because it was the gameplay was extra long, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna speed this part up. Anyway, so I'm sure when you and your friends are, hanging out and whatnot, you have a purpose to what you're doing. You don't like just joke around and you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna do this, and I'm sure there's not gonna be any repercussions for what I'm doing or what I'm saying, and I'm sure that everything will just work out just perfectly for each other. No. What you do is you're very cognizant about how you would like to each other to behave and act with each other, because that's your thing. You guys are buddies. This is how you don't want to ruin your relationship with your buddies, and so you have your own little nest, your own little compilation of tendencies that you guys perform when you're with each other, when you're around their friends. When you meet new people, this is like, all right, I'm gonna do things this way, and this is how I'm gonna act, and so on and so forth. You don't go around and like I guess what I'm trying to say is that you have a certain responsibility for your actions and for your the repercussions of those same actions. Um, Now, applied that friend situation, uh, as exemplified in let's say, oh well, get wall banged, son, get wall banged. Um, and so that sort of what's the word, responsibility, exemplified in a political atmosphere. It's not necessarily even seen. It's what do we have? We have let's talk Democrats, Republicans. Uh, they have a responsibility to us, our politicians, those who are representatives. That is what they do. They're supposed to be representing us in the governmental sphere. Um, they have they're supposed to have that same mindset. They're supposed to be just as caring as we are to our friends. Like obviously they're representatives. They have a larger group of people to be responsible, and you can't please everybody, as is obvious. However, they do have the responsibility to please as many people as they possibly can, not necessarily for their own well-being, but for the well-being of everybody around them. Now, as you all are well aware of, I'm sure, that does not even necessarily get done, unfortunately, and that is a whole nother video. So I won't be getting too far into our political system and whatnot. Um, but however, anyway, so our politicians do have a responsibility to us. Don't let anybody tell you different as I get the Moab. So there's the first Moab. Let's see if I can get that second one. Um, and so also notice. Let me just put in this little addendum. I plan to be playing for the objective. For every single game that I'm gonna be posting. I'm not just gonna be camping somewhere for the Moab. I'm very
Monster kill.
objective oriented. I really want to win the game. The reason why I called the Moab in that particular time is because I knew I wanted to capture Bravo, and I didn't want to die while I was on Bravo. Or if I did die on Bravo, I didn't want them to be able to recap just as quickly as I had captured. So I'm on a good start to my second Moab. Let's just see if I can keep it going. Anyway, so our politicians have a responsibility to us, and how they act is supposed to be reflective of what we want, and we want them to represent us for. So while they don't, while they do that, it's not necessarily the best thing that we get to go through. We don't really experience exactly what we want. Now, let's actually take a look at that and combine it to how we act with each other, interact with each other over the internet, and it's not necessarily the best. Like in the YouTube community, it's quite bad. I've noticed how horrible like people tend to treat each other in the YouTube community. That whether it be oh, get stealth bombed, son. You got that point though, so you did a good job staying on that. YouTube community, internet, Facebook, what have you. There is so much drama going on that it is not even a good like reflection of who we should be as humans, and like who am I to, you might be asking, who am I to say who we should be or whatever. And you know what, you're right. I don't have this degree in everybodyology or whatever, but you know, I know how I would like to be treated, and I know that if I was treating other people in another way than I would like to be treated, that's a sort of hypocrisy that I personally cannot stand for. Like I try my hardest to be fair to everybody, and if I think that I can do something that I would rather not have something done to me, then how can I expect the same thing for other people? It's just not fair, in my humble opinion. So there's that to think about. Secondly, Um, uh, but that's not that sort of responsibility to each other that I'm talking about, and I'm not like it sounds sort of communist when you think about it when I'm talking about it like this, but we do have a responsibility to each other because we're all humans here. We do have uh well aware with the wherewithal to understand where exactly. Oh, sorry about that. See that was super laggy there. Um, anyway, so we have a responsibility to how we act within our groups, within our clans, our social networks. We want to make sure that we are uplifting and building up everybody because if we are all doing well, then who can come against us? Um, and I just want to encourage you guys to get that. Be responsible for your fellow man, your brother. All right, just make sure that you guys get everything done as best as you can. Be uplifting, gratifying, and whatever. So that was the gameplay. I didn't get the double Moab this time. Didn't miss the first game that I could have gotten it for. But anyway, that was the gameplay. Remember to comment, rate, subscribe, fail, and I'll be right back with you guys. Anyway, so here you see the old setup that I had before, and I've actually added a subscribe button and a reminder to like. So you guys go ahead and make sure you do that. Please drop a comment. These music clips that you hear at the beginning, at the end of these videos, that I've actually created those myself. So tell me if you guys like them or not. I won't be upset if you didn't like them, but you better like them or else I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, just kidding. Or am I? Dude.